What's up, guys? Told you, meeting today. Can't do face to face because of all this quarantine crap, which doesn't make sense. Because if Kalen pans his video around, everybody thinks it's a freaking vacation. Boats, fishing, motorcycles, the normal stuff. Everybody's out having a good time. But topic of the day is water purification. Here you see a smart water bottle with my water filter on it. I like the smart water because they're thicker, or they can actually, as you can tell, take a beating. And if you squish them, they squish back. And it's just a live straw that I got from Live Straw. It's the only place I could find it. Amazon don't deliver anymore, but Live Straw does. It is water bottle compatible, as you can see. It is hydration ready. Hose in, hose out. You can hang it from tree for a water bladder if you wanted to. If you had like the camp showers or whatever. Take this apart, and there's the carbon filter. It's cleanable. This inside, if you can see it, there is the microbial filter. The carbon filter is what removes the taste, the heavy metals and stuff like that. I'm not sure if the Sawyer does it or not, but I'm assuming, because I see a lot of backpackers with the Sawyer and they seem to like it, and that's where I got the idea for this one. I just picked Live Straw because that's the brand I seen first at Walmart. According to Live Straw, it is a two-stage filter, exceeds NSF 53 drinkable water standard. If you're curious, you can look that up yourself. Reduces leads and chemicals, removes bacteria, parasites. The hollow fiber removes 99.9 and a whole bunch of nines after that of the bacteria like E. coli and things like that. 99% of the protozoan like Giardia and Cryptosporidium and things like that. The major things that will make you sick if you're drinking straight out of the lake. It's good up to 2,000 liters. The microbial filter and the carbon filter is replaceable, and it reduces lead, chlorine, improves taste, reduces bad odor, and organic chemical matters. Lifetime 25 gallons or 100 liters. So every 25 gallons, I'd say I'd actually replace it about every 20 gallons. So you have to actually keep track of how much water you're drinking, so you still have a good filter. Cleaning it, it's recommended that you cleaning it during the day, heavy use, 2 times a day, flush with the syringe. And I left the syringe at the house. I forgot it, but you just take it off, flush the syringe. You put the syringe in there, pull the plunger, sucks it out, and you can just squirt it on the ground or whatever. Do that at least 5 times to get all the stuff out. Then you take it apart and let it dry, and then you're good to go. Other ways you can purify water, of course, is boiling it. It's recommended 5 minutes on a rolling boil, minimum 5 minutes. 10 minutes is usually recommended. I would go with the 10 minutes, just depending on your water sources. And us being out here at the lovely Elk City Lake, I'd at least give it 10 at least. You can heat rocks. You can heat them up. It usually takes about 30 minutes to get rocks hot enough before you can put them in your whatever you're gonna use to put the you're using the purified water. Don't use quartz or river rocks because they're fracturable and they will explode if you heat them up too hot. Water distillation is the best way to purify water, but who's gonna backpack a steel around to purify water? But again, it removes boiling water removes all the microscopics, the biologicals, but it won't get rid of the heavy metals or anything like that. So keep in mind that, yes, you will kill all the microbials, but the heavy metals like lead, zinc, magnesium, all that stuff, the stuff that will potentially harm you over a period of time, will make you sick or possibly kill you. And it won't remove oils or certain organic compounds. So if you're out roaming around and the only water source you have is surrounded by pump jacks, I probably would just keep moving until the next one if possible. UV light, they have the Steripens Sidewinder. You can they're battery free. You can hand crank them. It disrupts according to this, it disrupts the DNA of illness causing microbes in mere seconds. Some are battery operated. They are not 100% effective in water with large floating particles with pathogens that can hide behind or inside. So if you come across the cow tank or something and you got all that algae and gross stuff floating around, it's not going to work all that great. But you can put in a water bottle or your can and do the stir your pen around. But again, heavy metals, it's not going to work. It's still going to cause problems. They got this called SODIS, solar water disinfection. This is probably the worst case scenario if you're middle of nowhere and there's exactly zero water. You can fill your thing up no more than 2 liters and carry it on your backpack, and it takes literally a day for it to work. And if you get cloudy and that's warm, clear water, a day, and it's got to be a day like this where it's complete sunshine. If it's a colder day or your water's murky or you're overcast, you're talking 2 or 3 days before your water's purified if you're doing it that way. So definitely plan ahead if you have no other avenues. It's less effective against bacterial spores and cyst stages of some parasites, so you have a chance of getting some pretty funky stuff that way. It's not, I'm going to say that's probably the least way I would purify water, unless I absolutely 100% have to, on the verge of dying, then I would probably think about it. You have to use plastic, you can't use glass. Like I said, max is 2 liters at a time. Most people like the tablets, the iodine tablets. One thing to keep in mind, that if you use orange iodine, it's going to make your water orange and it's going to taste like iodine. So if you're already drinking murky water, color and taste is probably not going to matter anyway. There's 2 different kinds. There's Katadine's MicroPure, and it lasts for shelf life for 2 years. And then you got Potable Aqua's iodine tablets, and they only last 1 year. Both are 99% effective. Potable Aqua, it takes 35 minutes for treatment and it's ready to drink. Katadine MicroPure takes full 4 hours for it to work. And 4 hours, that's a long time without water if you're that thirsty. Keep in mind that you can overdose on iodine. There is a such thing as iodine toxicity. Flavor, not a good choice for pregnant women or anyone with thyroid issues or shellfish allergies. So keep that in mind. The difference between the reason why it takes the Katadine so long is chlorine based, most of which dissipates over a allotted 4-hour time waiting period, and it tastes better to drink. It's kind of like drinking tap water. You can use bleach. Amount depends on water quality and temperature, of course. Cold and murky water in 4 drops per quart. Warm clear water, 2 drops per quart. Shake it for 1 minute, turn the bottle upside down and unscrew the cap and let the threads clean and all that other good stuff, and screw the lid back on tight. Sit it in the shade or back in your backpack for 30 minutes until it is clear and it's back up to room temp. With this, don't take shortcuts, because if you don't let the bleach or tablets do its work, you're totally poisoning yourself. You will get very sick and possibly die. Back to the iodine thing. It's it's more toxic. It's harmful to people's body. There's two types. There's a tincture. 2% is much stronger than a 10%. Use 5 to 10 drops of the tincture stuff. That's your iodine in a bottle. It's got the little eyedropper or the little straw looking thing. Use 5-10 drops of the 2% of 1 quart of water, allowed to sit in the shade for 30 minutes. So 30 minutes of purified water is not that bad if you're not that thirsty. Do the flip and flush thing again. 5 drops for clear or warm water, 10 drops for cloudy or cold water, the murky stuff. Since 10% providine iodine is weaker, you'll need at least 8 to 16 drops per quart of the 10%. And whatever you do, do not blend the iodine and the chlorine. You are making poison instantly, and well, you know how that works. And that's the different types I have. I recommend straw or boiling. That's the easiest, that's the best way to do it. I brought my stuff out here. I guess we could check it out real quick, just the old dip and drink.
That looks a little raunchy.
It's actually not that bad looking. Never drank at Elk City Lake on purpose before. It's actually not that bad. Get some more in there. Cut a leaf. That might cause a problem. And a bastard ain't gonna come out. It's actually not that bad. It takes a little bit of work to get it out of there.
Tastes clean to me.
I'll take a swig. Alright, now depending on where to go. I use the Coleman Peak because why? Because it's $10 at Walmart, and of course the dual fuel gas.
Please do not.
Here's the leaf. And poof, there you go. It says 4 minutes, but I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch boiling water. Sit here for 5 minutes, make sure this thing boils. But if you look down in there, decide to boil water, all those crunchy things that you're not going to want to drink. And that's why I carry a backup, so I can pour whatever I'm boiling into my cup through a bandana, which place your water over that. Of course, it's not purified, but this is just an example. Just pour it over that. Boom, filter. It's already purified. All it's doing is getting out the crunchy stuff, and you ain't got nothing to worry about. Fold up your bandana. And look, clear water after it gets purified. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch water boil because, well, that's just boring and I'm not going to do that. But anyway, there you go. Water purification class 101. Enjoy your day, guys. See you later.